Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a ranking video. So I'm Random Ross and today I am doing a ranking of all of the MCU's fourth phase. So I will be doing two lists for this because there's so many installments we got this time. I'll be doing a ranking of the movies and of the MCU Disney Plus shows and specials. So I'll start first with the movies because this video is going to go on a while. But yeah, let's do it. So, coming in at number 7 we have Eternals. Now, I thought this wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't brilliant. I like that it pushed some boundaries, that we got like the first ever sex scene in an MCU movie and the first openly gay characters in there, and we had some good action in there too. We had some characters that I weren't even familiar with in there, but yeah, I just feel this was probably one of the weakest of the fourth phase. I mean, I love that post-credit scene as well, where we get like a quick vocal cameo from Blade. But I also feel that this one did go on a lot longer than it needed to, but yeah. Coming in at number 6, we have Black Widow. So, Black Widow, I like that this film finally came out. I mean, it had a year delay because of COVID, but I think this could have come out a lot sooner. It takes place between Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. Scarlett Johansson as, Natasha Romanoff. She did a great final performance, like a swan song in the MCU. But I like that we got introduced to new characters as well, and new villainy. And how we got a bit more of a backstory and that, how we see, Natasha and that. It was a good one. I think it was a good enough way to kick off Phase 4, in the movies anyway. Coming at number 5 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. First of all, I liked martial arts movies, and I like that the MCU finally went there with that. I like that we got some good comedic parts in there from, like, Trevor Slattery, Ben Kingsley's character, and Shang-Chi's friend, how she did some good comedic stuff there. I like that we got some good action stuff, and it probably was the first to have an Asian lead, I believe. Yeah, and how we got to see the real Mandarin into the MCU and not that disappointment we had in Iron Man 3. But they still acknowledge that with Ben Kingsley in there. Next, at number 4, it is Thor, Love and Thunder. So Thor is the first and only Avenger so far to get a 4th movie in the MCU. I love that we got the Guardians of the Galaxy featured in this in the first act. I love the comedicness from Korg and Taika Waititi's directing. I like Christian Bale as the villain, Gore the God Butcher. I like that we got Natalie Portman return as Jane Foster, and we got to see some good action in there and some good comedic stuff. I do feel though that there were moments where it felt a bit too silly, a bit too silly, and it just didn't do it for me. But it was a good enough, for me anyway. We got a little post-credit cameo from Heimdall, Idris Elba. We got a good soundtrack as well, but I think this top 3 here just did that a little bit better. And coming in at number 3 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we got the return of Doctor Strange after his supporting roles in like Thor Ragnarok and Spider-Man No Way Home and the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And we got to see Doctor Strange go back into the spotlight again, leading this movie with, some new characters in there like America Chavez, and we got to see multiverses, and it basically lived up to its title. I love the Illuminati we got in there too, how it did a bit of fan service, bringing back Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. and John Krasinski as, you know, Mr. Fantastic, it was a good one. You know, great direction from Sam Raimi, and you know, it's not a Sam Raimi production direction without a, you know, Bruce Campbell cameo. So it was a fun one. Coming in at number 2, it is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yeah, this film was greatly affected by the real life passing of Chadwick Boseman, because I'm sure everybody knows. I don't need to explain details and that. But yeah, it was sad and unfortunate with that, and you know, the MCU was left without a king of Wakanda or a Black Panther. And this one, it took a while to get going before we got to see the Black Panther, but it was obvious who was going to take over. But yeah, great way to end the movies in the 4th phase. You know, with, you know, we got to see the introduction of Namor as well. You know, a mutant and that. And I think we'll see more of him, because, you know, the character doesn't necessarily get killed off. And then my number 1 pick for the movies in the 4th phase is Spider-Man No Way Home. What can I say about this one? We got, you know, villains from the classic movies that I watched as a kid. You know, Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, Alfred, what's his last name? Alfred Molina or something, as Doc Ock. We got to see, you know, Sandman return. We got to see Jamie Foxx as Electro, Rhys Ifans as Lizard, and also we got to see, you know, Doctor Strange as a supporting character. We got to see Daredevil cameo in this. You know, Matt Murdock as his lawyer after the events of, you know, Far From Home, and also we, you know, finally got to see some of the multiverse in there from this one. A great little Christmas treat there that came out a year ago now. And I went to see the re-release with extra scenes added in there, which I thoroughly enjoyed watching again. And of course, we can't forget the return of the well, not the OG, but the classic Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They did brilliant in this as well as their Spider-Man. They just, you know, Andrew Garfield was actually quite good in this one, and he's my least favourite of them Spider-Men. And I love the team-up they did, and how they actually made the previous franchises canon with the multiverse saga thing working in there. It really worked. And yeah, so there you go. There's my ranking for the films in Phase 4. So I decided to break this video into 2 parts, because if I include the Disney Plus shows and specials in this one, this video probably will go on for ages. So yeah, this is it for part 1. So part 2, I'll upload that next. But for now, let me know, how would you rank these movies? You know, if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the official YouTube channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I've been Random Russ, and this has been my MCU Phase 4 ranking part 1, the movies. So I'll see you in part 2, and until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.